Hello, I wanted to make a quick video on decimals because that is the newest subject or content that we're learning in math right now. So with decimals, it's very important to understand place value, just like it is in any of the other topics that we do in math. So here would be the normal place values that we typically use for whole numbers: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. With decimals, we're going to get smaller. So we've got tens, ones, we've got the decimal point, and then we've got tenths, and we've got hundredths. And in 4th grade, we stop at hundredths. So that's kind of the good thing about it, is that that's all we do is tenths and hundredths. We don't go any further than that. So right now, we're kind of just understanding how to write a decimal. We kind of already learned that decimals, we use these charts here to help the students understand what a decimal fraction would look like. So right here, you can kind of see that I already shaded in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shaded in 5 tenths. So that's what that would look like as a fraction. Because it's 5 tenths, it's also equivalent to half. But since this is 5 tenths, maybe I would be asked to write this as a decimal. I see that it's 5 tenths, so I would go over to my place value chart for my decimals. And I'm not going to put in the tens or the ones, but I've got 5 tenths, so I'm going to put it right under the tenths column. And that means, look, I've got 5 tenths. Okay? The students have also been learning hundredths as well. So this is hundredths, as you can see. Oh, hold on. This is hundredths. You see it's a lot smaller. There's actually 10 small boxes inside of where on my tenths it would normally just be 1/10. So I know that 1/10 is actually the same as 10 hundredths because it's the same size, same amount. It's just in a smaller portion. So if I wanted to do hundredths, and let's say I wanted to do 50 hundredths, I would go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I've got 50 hundredths. And let's say I want to write that as a decimal. I'd go over to my decimal place value, and I would say, I need 50 hundredths. You're not going to write it like this. There can't be 2 digits under one place value. So you're actually going to write it as this, because the way we read it is 50 hundredths. And I always like to use my finger like this, 50 hundredths, because that is just the way that it might help students learn. Here we've got 5 tenths. Here we've got 50 hundredths. And actually, they are equivalent to each other, because I shaded in 5 tenths over here. Oh goodness. I shaded in 5 tenths over here, and it was the same size as 50 hundredths. Same exact size. The only difference is that this would be in smaller pieces. That's the only difference in hundredths. So it's actually the same. Even with this 0 here in the hundredths, it's the same. I could put this here and they'd be equivalent. So I also mentioned about money. So sometimes you might see, $2.50. And we know this 5 can't be just 5 cents, because then it'd have 0.5, right? So I know that if I've got a 5 there, it's got to be 50 cents. So it's, same thing. So if I have a decimal in 5 for 5 tenths, that's equivalent to 50 hundredths. This is just a smaller number. So hopefully this kind of helps with taking a fraction and then making it into a decimal. If not, please leave any questions on the bottom or contact me and I can help you out.